Saitama, codename Ball Cape. Wait, no, that's not it. Caped Baldy? That doesn't sound right either. Oh yeah, the One Punch Man. Known by many names, Saitama, aka the One Punch Man, is one of my favorite heroes, and not because of his overwhelming power, but thanks to his heroic demeanor, which will be the topic of discussion of this video. Saitama, a hero or a nobody? Most stories have a beginning, and Saitama's is no different. Meet 22-year-old Saitama, your average unemployed Japanese man. He had always wanted to be a hero, but never found the time or motivation to do so he just gave up and followed the salaryman route. After fumbling another job interview, Crablante, a giant crab man, showed up to terrorize his already awful day. So what does our hero do? Embrace that, of course. Being already tired from the constant job interviews and how much adult life sucks, he decides that the best path is to just give up and let Mr. Krabs over here kill him. Fortunately for our story, Crablante lets him live since his target is actually this boy, for reasons that don't really matter. So he just leaves Saitama alone and resumes his hunt for the little prankster. By a stroke of pure coincidence, or perhaps fate, Saitama finds the boy first and tells him to run away since a giant monster is after him. In the next few seconds, the giant monster does show and tells the kid that he'll pay for what he's done with his life. Saitama wants to leave this situation alone. After all, he is just an average salary worker, but his legs move on his own. And the next thing he knows, he saves the kid from the giant crab's slash, followed by a wave of adrenaline he hasn't felt for ages. And for the first time in his life, he knows what to do: become a hero. But first, he needs to take care of the giant monster that's in front of him. So he does just that, and the day is saved by the Powerpuff Girls, 22-year-old Saitama. Fast forward 3 years later, and our hero can now defeat villains in one punch. But at the great consequence, he is now bald. His rigorous training of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single bloody day, together with his lack of money for his air conditioning and heat, resulted his hair falling out. This poor fella. Throughout the show, we learn that during this 3-year time skip, thanks to the parents of the kid that Saitama saved, a new organization has been born, the Hero Association, which motivates young heroes to do heroic deeds in exchange for fame and money. But our protagonist has no idea about hero actually being a job. He's still just doing heroics for fun and for the people. Want proof? Enter King, number 7 hero and the strongest man in quotation marks. The truth is, King hasn't ever killed a monster. He just accidentally took credit for Saitama's skills over the years, and thanks to those he has reached number 7 status. King's achievements, in quotation marks, are kind of proof of how heroic Saitama has been over the years, but that's not why I'm bringing him up. You may have noticed that King has a scar. This scar is a result of his first kill, in quotation marks, Octopus Clawman. Like most of King's kills, this was actually Saitama's, but not One Punch Man Saitama, just regular blue tracksuit Saitama. We can see from King's POV that Saitama was injured from this fight, and yet the first thing he did was go and check up on King. He didn't yell at him or anything, just calmly asked him if he's okay and told him to calm down and slowly open his eye. The one that is scarred, of course, thanks to the giant monster. Instead of going to the hospital or the convenience store, since Saitama is very poor and needs those bargain sales, he just put everything down to make sure that this complete stranger is fine both mentally and physically, and thus became King's hero. Many years later, Saitama would discover that King is weak, and that all of his skills are actually Saitama's, and yet, instead of being angry or sad, Saitama kills the monster that attacked King and tells him that he is now everyone's hero, and that instead of lying and cowering in fear or quitting heroism altogether, he should just get stronger. And this motivates King, a man that hasn't trained in his life, to go to Bang, the number 3 hero, to seek training. Plus later on in the manga, King even helps kill 2 big threats by being a bait. All of this because Saitama inspired him to become the hero people admired. While Important, King is not Saitama's only heroic achievement ever since he became the One Punch Man. Enter Garou, the Hero Hunter. Garou is the former student of the former mentioned Bang. Even more than that, he's his best student, their relationship being similar to that of Shifu and Tai Lung. Garou going down the path of evil and being a self-proclaimed monster and a hero hunter, while Bang tries to end him since he is his former master and feels like Garou is his responsibility, but never managing to. Not necessarily because Garou is just way too strong to take out, but because the old man still sees his student in him and just can't bring himself to it. While on the path of being the ultimate villain, Garou saves a young boy called Tareo and accidentally becomes this boy's hero. Now, the following section will contain manga spoilers, so skip to the next section if you are an anime only watcher and don't wanna get spoiled. We good? Okay. Throughout the manga we see more interactions between Garou and the boy, until Garou becomes the enemy of everyone, both heroes and villains. Logically, since he became so powerful, there was just one hero that could match him, or I guess in this case, outmatch him: Saitama. Still, even though everyone hates him, Tareo, the young boy, asks Saitama to help Garou out, since he knows that deep down he's a hero. Just a misunderstood one, so he does just that. Instead of treating Garou as the big bad like most people, he tries to save him, for Tareo and Bang. And by the end of things, Garou is a reformed man. Okay, so Saitama turned a normal man into a hero via King, and turned a villain into a hero via Garou. So just one question remains: what does Saitama plus hero equal? Well, dear viewer, time for my favorite part of the video, and probably manga/anime. Enter Mumen Rider. Mumen Rider is the top ranked class C hero, aka rank 1 class C. His powers? None. He's just a dude with a bicycle and an insane sense of justice. A lot of people, myself included, love Mumen Rider and consider him heroic, while Saitama not really. But one of Saitama's most heroic acts, as shown by Tottaly Mark in his Saitama Redefining Heroism video, is thanks to Mumen Rider and the Deep Sea King. The Deep Sea King is a demon class monster that defeated multiple class A, B, C, and S heroes, including Saitama's apprentice Genos, Peri Prisoner, and Lighty Max, among many others. Class C heroes were warned not to try to fight the Deep Sea King, since the demon class threat is class A and S territory. But even though he heard this news, Mumen Rider just paddled faster to the shelter full of innocent civilians that the Deep Sea King targeted, encountering a certain bold hero on the way and giving him a ride, until they departed ways thanks to a problem Saitama had. A couple of seconds later, the bold hero uses Mumen Rider's phone that was lost on the ground at the location they departed from to get the location of the Deep Sea King from the Hero Association. Mumen Rider is a hero, and heroes are awesome, but in the One Punch Man universe, heroes don't always win, and Mumen Rider is no exception. He arrived in front of the Deep Sea King, seeing the dismantled body of his colleague, Class S hero Genos, and without fear he attacked the monster. Alas, to no avail, the Deep Sea King just treated him like Hulk treated Loki, and just pounded the ground with him. Mumen Rider was down, and now no one could protect the people in the shelter. But what's this? The outclassed hero gets up and tries again. Why is he trying? The people in the shelter are questioning. The Class S hero like Genos couldn't do anything, but could a Class C hero like Mumen do? However, the doubts of the people didn't matter to Mumen at all. He knew that right here and right now, he is the only thing that is standing between the monster and the people's oblivion. So he stood back up and tried again. He went for the KO punch and he got KO'd by the king. His efforts were not in vain though. Thanks to his heroic speech and his persistence, he bought just enough time for Protect to show up. Saitama tells Mumen Rider that he did an amazing job and that he should be proud of himself, and congratulates him on the fight. Now it's our Protect's turn to face the king, and the rest is history. Literally, we don't immediately see how the fight plays out. What we see, however, are Saitama and his student Genos opening fan mail. This time Saitama also got some, not just Genos. Probably a thanks for defeating the king, right? Nope, it's a hate letter. Why? Well, now we get to see how the fight played out. Saitama and the king face each other, both being unfazed by the opponent. The battle starts, and Saitama one punches the king. Whoa, who could have seen that one coming, am I right folks? But wait, there's more. This time the people notice Saitama killing a monster, instead of just allocating the credit to king, and they are furious. Why did a class C hero just one-shot a guy that beat multiple class S heroes? Was this whole fight just an act? Or was the monster just that weak that a nobody class C hero beat him? Were the class S heroes that people worship actually frauds? Was the whole association just one massive scam? Well, we as viewers knew the truth. The king was actually really strong, but Saitama's strength is a level beyond strong, one nobody could even fathom. But alas, in the mind of the people, the king just got defeated by a nobody. So that means that any nobody in that shelter could have actually won that fight, and the people get mad and skeptical. Saitama hears this and does something he has done before: protect everybody while tarnishing his own reputation. He yells at the people to start sharing on various social media platforms and tell their friends and relatives that the one that defeated the great Sea King was him, Class C hero Saitama, and to exclude the other heroes that wore the monster down so he could come in for the finishing blow and take all the credits. The people realized that the man standing before them was no hero. He just profited off the work of other heroes and just took the credits. So now, instead of hating the Hero Association, they hated him and praised the heroes that helped stall out the Deep Sea King. And thus, we are back to our letter. Saitama, at the cost of his own reputation, and in a way, at the potential cost of his now job, made himself look bad on purpose, so the reputation of all those heroes that helped would come out unscathed. He truly lived up to his goal and his soundtrack. He's a hero for fun. He doesn't care for money nor fame. He fights knowing nobody knows his name. He started out as a stone and now he's grown into quite possibly the tallest mountain. He is what I would call a true hero.